Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Fan mail.
Now let's start the show.
Thank you. What's the deal with the misconception about having a gun and being protected? I don't have a good with the ground joke with this one. I don't want to think that hard. And thinking's hard in and of itself for me. So, like, if I think that hard, on top of it already being hard, that's, like, really hard. So, I guess there's a thing that goes around, this misconception about owning a gun, and having a gun on you, and just, like, there's this idea that, essentially, if a situation arises, right, and all of a sudden somebody pulls a gun on you, there's this thought that, oh, well, if I have a gun, then I'm going to be safer, right? Because now, even playing field, we both have a gun. The problem with that, though, and I bring this up as someone who is myself, is that if you're not willing to use the gun, if you have no actual, like, intent to really use it, most of the time that is not going to help you, and it's actually going to make things worse. There is a chance that doing that will make somebody back down who also had no intent of using it, might not, but you also might scare them into thinking they have to now. Who knows? Right? And if you're so scared that you use it even though you really have no intention to, you're probably not going to use it real properly either. So the situation's already a little shaky at this point. But the thing is, if you're, like, getting held up or something, a lot of times the idea of having that gun is that they want to have control, right? They want to be in control of that situation. So this person has a gun, no one else has a gun, they're in control. And typically it'll go probably smoother if, again, like, it depends on the situation, obviously. But if they come in, like, obviously, I mean, you look at something like just like, oh, holding people up, and it's like you get mugged or something, they take your money. Like, they want your money. They don't really necessarily even want to deal with shooting you or anything. They just want to have that control, that safety of having a gun there. And so, if you have a gun, now no one's in control of the situation because you're on even ground. And so now it's both of you is a threat to, like, each one is a threat to the other. If you're not going to use that, you're just making it more likely that you're going to get shot because this person is now no longer in control like they had planned, and now they might panic and actually have to do something to be in control again, which might mean eliminating the threat, which is you. And if you're not willing to eliminate the threat, which is them, you're probably just going to end up fucking yourself. Now, obviously, if they want to do other things that are more than that, it might be a good thing to have that. Or, obviously in the sense of something like, I don't know. Sometimes people aren't necessarily there just to have it for control, like in the sense of something like, I don't know, a fucking school shooting. But then again, you can't reliably have a bunch of people with guns during a school shooting. That's going to be chaos and it's going to be a massacre. So it just becomes a fucking shootout with everybody. That's not gonna fly. That's not gonna play well. So, like, you have to be reasonable about this. But I just wanted to kind of clear up this misconception. And I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't have a gun necessarily or anything, right? I'm not trying to give anybody, like, I'm not trying to have a political opinion on it either. Although, even though I had that episode where I'm talking about how not everything is political, this one's probably going to seem political to a lot of people, and I guess I understand. It's hard to talk about this kind of thing, but it's not really about your rights, so I feel like it's maybe not political. It's just more in the idea of trying to look at the situation more as, like, as someone who is maybe looking at it and thinking about, do they want one or not. If you don't really think you're going to have any, like, if you don't think you're actually going to use one, then, or, like, you won't be able to, you don't have any intentions to, then maybe don't have one, because it's not going to help you in the situation, and more than likely it'll be a hindrance and it'll be a problem for you if you do have it in those situations, if that's the kind of person you are. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents on the table. And I'm sure people, probably make a joke of like, oh yeah, well, I guess really easy to mug this guy. Just bring a gun on him, he won't have a gun. And it's like, well, yeah, because if I had one, you already know I'm not going to use it. I'm already fucked at this point. I'm fucked. So, like, so what's the deal with that misconception about guns? It's like a joke I couldn't think of or come up with.